the markets. Let's bring in Laura Lau. She's CIO at Brompton Group. Laura, it's great to have you with us. Lots to talk about this morning. Let's start with the general mood of the markets based on all the conversations you're having right now. What would you say to that?
I would say that number one, people are still very concerned about the market. They're concerned about a recession, although I would say this is probably the most anticipated recession ever. Everybody expects a recession, and I do think that probably the October low we saw last year, I think forecast this recession. And so I think that we're probably not going to go lower than that.
Interesting. Yeah, I mean, because, you have even just the fact that we're on the cusp of this S&P 500 bull market. Technically speaking, you've got a dialogue or Bloomberg colleagues highlighting some of the worries about weaker earnings and the strategists who are expecting a pullback there. But what if there's not a pullback? I guess that's sort of the other part of this.
Well, every bull market actually does climb that wall of worry, and it does feel like we're climbing that wall of worry. As you said, we started the year very bearish. Every strategist out there was like, it's not going to be a good year. The first half is going to be bad. Well, that's not what really happened because everybody was just so overly bearish. So what's happened this year is last year's losers have been the winners. So you've seen that last year tech was very weak. This year tech is actually very strong.
Right. And obviously, those rapidly rising interest rates took a bite out of technology stocks initially. We do have a Bank of Canada interest rate decision this week. I mentioned that on average, Bay Street's not expecting a change, but there are some economists who think the bank, given some of the inflation worries and the fact that the economy's been resilient, would raise by, say, another 25 basis points. But for investors, how should we think about the rate plans from here on in?
I think the way to think about it is the worst is over. The most that the Bank of Canada will hike will be a quarter rate. It doesn't make a difference in the context of how much they've already raised. And same with the Fed. The Fed is now, the dialogue has switched from pausing to skipping. Maybe June they don't increase. We'll see what happens and increase the next time. Again, we're close to the end of the cycle and we're racing such a big increase. I don't think it matters at this point, especially to the psychology of the market. The psychology is that we're done or we're very close to done. And with that Fed pivot, the market is probably free and clear. And of course, Friday with the debt ceiling, that's one less risk. So there's fewer and fewer risks as we go on. And certainly we've seen that the economy, whether it be in Canada or U.S., is also way stronger than expected.
Laura, the comment you made off the top was that we've been waiting for a while for this downturn. At least the markets have been anticipating it for a long time. I think that complicated cyclical stock activity because a lot of people were waiting to see signs of the downturn before they wanted to sort of jump back into that sector. So, for example, we were just talking with Andy Bell about energy stocks. What is your view, let's say, on the price of oil, how it performs going forward? Obviously, you've got some global economic worries, but a lot of investors would be tempted to move into a sector like energy over the longer term.
So energy is really a late cycle performer, and either way you do it, we're either late cycle or early cycle. So especially, the other thing that people don't realize is with recessions, demand for oil doesn't come down, except for COVID, and that was obvious why. So it's more a sentiment issue, and in terms of a demand issue, we're seeing demand come back in China, but not really to the extent that everybody had expected, and demand is still weak in the U.S. So I think that much like the last OPEC cut, we saw oil rally and then check back to this trading range. And that will be what likely happens this time around as well.
Okay, Laura, we'll be watching.